So happy Easter, my wonderful subs, and anybody else who comes to listen to me and watch me. Um, I don't know what you're going to be cooking this Easter. There's lots of options. In this country, we love to have lamb. I've cooked a good deal of lamb over the years, but these days, lamb is so pricey. I love seafood and fish, so I'm looking more towards making some fish dishes. I've made some wonderful fish dishes and lamb dishes in the past. Food prices are really, really through the roof. And I just hope everyone has a wonderful, safe, and happy Easter. Now, let's get on to it. Has anyone been watching this Gwyneth Paltrow trial? I'm going to be honest with you. Me personally, I don't know what the jurors are going to think. I can't predict what the juries are going to do. But to me, there's no case here. And it's not because I'm a fan of Gwyneth Paltrow or anything like that. Not really. I think she's a classy woman. I think she's a great actress. I think she's, I think she's good at what she does. I don't see where she is at fault here. And I think her lawyer or her attorney has done a great job of undermining the case of her opposition. I just don't see the case here. Now, maybe the jurors are going to disagree with me, but from day one, I've always thought this was a pointless case. Now, I'll get to Frankie Rzucek in a minute, and I'll tell you why I still don't believe there's going to be a court case between him and AD, why I think it's never going to work out for him in terms of that, and just address some of the things concerning Frankie and his so-called case. I just want to get to this first and deal with this first. This guy, has said Gwyneth Paltrow's, I don't know what you would even call him really. I mean, he's alleged many things. And, he said the quality of his life had gone down since the ski incident, that, he wasn't happy and, he had a lot of sob stories and he did all this dramatic he did all these dramatics and theatrics on the stand, which I think he deserves an Oscar for, quite frankly. But yet, Gwyneth's lawyer or attorney, whatever you want to call him, showed many photographs of him after that incident, enjoying travels around the world with his girlfriend or family members, with him smiling in the camera, jet setting to all these different countries, looking like he was having a wonderful time, showed photograph after photograph of this guy really, really enjoying himself, after this incident. So it undermines his whole story and his whole sub story, that his quality of life, that his happiness was deeply impacted by this so-called ski incident. I don't even know why this case wasn't dismissed from the get-go, quite frankly. However, I don't know how the juries are going to think, or the jurors going to think. I don't know how the judge is thinking. My opinion doesn't have to be the be-all and end-all. This is just my opinion from what I've observed. I think Gwyneth Paltrow has conducted herself. I mean, people say that she's snooty or a snob or whatever. I think the way she's conducted herself in court has been very dignified. I'm not saying that she's a perfect human being and that she can't make mistakes. Of course she can. Anyone can. But, I just don't see what the case is here. I think this guy is looking for his 15 minutes and he got it. He also apparently alleged that he was not able to do much physical activity after this incident, but yet he was kayaking afterwards. I think he might have even gone on more ski trips. His story doesn't hold water. I don't know. If I were the judge, I would have dismissed this case right after seeing that. But then that's me, and I'm a different person, and I can't tell other people what they should feel and what they should think. But as far as I'm concerned, there's no case here. Now I want to get to the Frankie Rzucek Jr. Matter. Right. So I believe 100% that Frankie's mission is to obtain GoFundMe's, be funded, to get donations and to get as much money he can for anything that he intends to do. I believe it. He's got money from Money Go Lightly. He's gotten money from Kelly the Advocate. Wiccan gave him money. I reckon that's his agenda. And I think that's what he wants from AD. Now, I don't know why people say, oh, I told you so after he put out his update. What has been proven here? Just because AD has been served by email doesn't mean that a court case is going to happen. And I still believe that a court case will never happen between AD and Frankie. I believe 100% that Frankie wants a settlement from AD, and he'll never get one. That's my belief. So all the people who are saying that I'm wrong, you keep giving Frankie money. Keep donating to his fund. Go right ahead. Let that go up to the 70. Let that reach its target. Let the crowd justice reach its target of 75 grand. I would love to see, absolutely love to see what would happen if that crowd justice fund reached 75 grand. I'd like to see what Frankie's going to do then. Because you know what? I think if that has reached that 75k a lot sooner, I think Frankie would have simply upped the amount. That's what I think. I'm not saying that he's going to do that this time because of what we've been discussing. So I'm not necessarily saying that he's going to do that now because of what we've said or because of what I've said. You know, I think he's aware that people are realizing that, you know, this is, you know, ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. So let Frankie get his 75k. If you believe in his case, keep donating to him. Let him get his 75k and let's see what happens then. Because if there isn't a case after that, if there isn't a courtroom meeting between AD and the Rzuceks after that, then I would have been proven right. But I already think that I'm right, and it has nothing to do with my ego. The other thing is that, you know, I had someone saying, you know, it's my fault or Bam's fault or whoever. You know, it's our fault that it's, you know, the crowd justice didn't get to its target, that it was halted. That crowd justice had stopped after the Claire Morgan situation. People had stopped donating once they realized the TikTok ADs going down wasn't going to happen. People stopped donating and people stopped having faith and people stopped believing. So it has nothing to do with me. Frankie has thousands of subs, far more than I do. He started his channel far sooner, far earlier than I did. And even though I have more content on my channel, he still has far more subs. He still started his channel a lot earlier and he became, you know, somewhat famous because of what happened. You know, Frankie has thousands of subs. Why should I be more powerful than him? Why should my voice be more powerful than him? I don't think that I have such the influence that people, the influence of people claiming that I have. Yes, people come here and they listen to me and people are starting to realize that I tell the truth. And the truth of the matter is, I don't believe that there is going to be a meeting between Frankie and AD in a courtroom. A letter by email doesn't prove anything other than it's a letter by email. Is that what the 36,000 grand paid for? Is that what 36 grand paid for? Simply an email. Is that what it paid for? If so, so be it. But I still don't believe there's going to be anything. I believe that Frankie wants to obtain as much money as he can through GoFundMe, through crowd justice, through donations, through whoever he can get it from. That's my personal opinion. So if you believe him and you don't believe me, keep giving him money. Let that crowd justice get to 75 grand. Let it get to 75 grand. I would love to see what would happen then. I would love to see what he's going to do then, because then he would have no excuses. So if you've gotten this far, you may know, if you know anything about this case, that the Laurie Barlow Daybell case is starting very, very soon, which actually quite surprises me because I never thought we'd get there. I'm disappointed in a lot of things regarding this case. I would have much preferred her and Chad been in the courtroom together. I think it would be a much stronger case if her and Chad were in the courtroom together. And I may or may not be covering this. This is the case that I did earlier on when my channel was getting started, and then I kind of abandoned this case because I got very impatient with it, and now it's apparently going to happen. And I might be covering it, I might not be. I'm thinking about doing a preview episode on this case, on this upcoming case that's starting very soon. We'll see. I'm not sure yet.